Seattle rain had a way of blurring everything. The sidewalks, the city lights, even the lines of my own thoughts. I sat in my favorite coffee shop on a quiet Thursday afternoon, watching drops race down the window, when Ethan walked in. It had been years since I'd last seen him. My childhood friend, the boy who had once made me laugh until I cried, the man whose eyes still carried that spark I could never quite forget. "Rachel," he said softly, pulling off his rain-soaked jacket. "Do you mind if I sit?" I nodded, smiling, though my heart was pounding in a way I couldn't explain. We talked for hours, filling the silence of years apart. He told me about his job as an architect, the buildings he'd designed, the cities he'd wandered. I told him about my teaching career, my small but steady life, the routines that kept me grounded. But underneath the laughter and shared memories, there was something else, something unspoken. I saw it in the way he looked at me, like there was a sentence on the tip of his tongue, but he didn't know if he had the right to say it. It wasn't until he walked me home through the drizzle that he finally spoke. "I always wished," Ethan said quietly, "that we'd get another chance. That maybe one day, you'd look at me the way I've always looked at you." The words froze me in place, because deep down, I had wished for the same. That night, lying in bed, I couldn't stop thinking about his words. My life in Seattle was safe, predictable. But safe wasn't the same as fulfilled. Ethan had always represented the road not taken, the possibility I had tucked away in favor of stability. And now, here he was, asking with his eyes what his words had finally confessed. The next day, he showed up outside my school, waiting by the gate like we were teenagers again. "Lunch?" he asked, hope lighting up his face. I should have hesitated. I should have thought about everything I stood to lose. But instead, I heard myself say it. "Yes." And with that one word, the world shifted. Days turned into weeks. We walked along the piers, laughed in late-night diners, shared secrets that had been waiting for years to be spoken. Seattle's rain no longer felt gray. It felt alive, washing everything clean, giving us a fresh start. And somewhere in between the laughter and the quiet moments, I realized something important. This wasn't just his wish. It had been mine too all along. But wishes come with choices. Ethan looked at me one night under the neon glow of a cafe sign. "Rachel, I don't want to be your almost anymore. I want to be your choice." Tears filled my eyes. Because I knew he deserved that, and so did I. So I took his hand, breathed in the cool night air, and whispered the words that had lived in my heart for years. "Yes." Looking back now, I realized that moment wasn't just about love. It was about courage. About finally saying yes to the life I wanted, not the one I had settled for. Ethan had wished for this to happen. But in the end, it wasn't his wish that changed everything. It was my choice to say yes.